Welcome to my channel once again. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show us how I did this simple design. It's quite easy, something anybody can do. We'll look at it from start to finish. We'll try and replicate it, and let's get started. Alright, so if you look at the design, the only thing that's strange here are the pictures. Things that are different are the pictures that we have here, and then the logo. We are not designing the logo, we are just going to use the logo straight up. Alright, so like I would do, I'll just create a new page by clicking on the plus icon here. Then I create a new page. Now the size of this banner, this is a banner. It's going to the print house to be printed and to be used as an advertising material. So I'm going to be designing this with that in mind. So I'm just going to go to the new page, and then I'll grab my rectangle tool, just click and drag, and then I'll size it. Now in designing something that large, the size is 10 feet by 10 by 7 feet. Now if I change my unit, from millimeters to feet. Now there's something you have to note. If I do this 10 by 7 feet, my tab key, 10 by 7 feet. So I'm going to have something this big, all right, which is okay. However, if I design at this size, it's going to make my work really heavy. So instead of sizing it in feet, I can size this thing in inches. Can switch this back to inches and do 10 by 7 inches. Now the size becomes smaller. Now I can work with this size now, and then during printing, it can now be increased. Now don't forget, I'm working in inches, but say 10 by 7 inches. 10 by 7 inches is proportional to the 10 by 7 feet. The same thing, once I increase it to that same size, nothing is going to change. As a matter of fact, I can even grab this. If I take my cursor to the edge here, like you see, when I have the double edge arrow, if I click, I just drag. I'm holding down my shift here. I just drag, it increases. It's still increasing by proportion. All right, so I'm just increasing some more. I can stop here. Now I've said earlier, in my earlier videos, that whenever you're designing for print, you must always be conscious of margin. So I'm going to create a margin. By margin I mean I'm going to create a space around this. I'm going to create a space around this, everything here, such that my text, no text will cross it. All right, so it just gives me a room to put all my designs. All right, so to do that, I'm just going to grab my rectangle tool again. I'm holding down my control here, so I can create this perfect square. I'm going to make this square 10 by 10 millimeters. So I'm going to go back and change my 15 by 15, rather 15 by 15. I want more room. All right, so select it, hold my shift, and click on my frame. Then I'll do left L to align this in left, and T to align to the top. At this point, I'll press my Z key to zoom in, and then I'll just grab. I'm using my scroll bar here to zoom in now. Grab that, I'll drag a line here and drop that here. Drag another line here and drop that here. So you can see at this point, what I have created is I've created a margin up and a margin on the left side. I want to create a margin down at the bottom and a margin at the right side. So I'll repeat the same process to zoom in. Use my scroll bar to zoom in some more. I grab the line here, place that here, and grab another line here and place that here. Now if you look at that, I have the margin that I'm looking for. I can now delete this, select and delete. So you see I have this margin. Everything I'm going to do will be within these guidelines. So let's look at the design again. So you can see I have these this smaller box here. I want to start by creating this first, this smaller box here. So I'm just going to go there, click on this, highlight it, grab this. I take my cursor here, it gives it a double edge arrow. I'm holding nothing now, just click, hold, and drag. So I get something around here. I can allow it, and then I'll just change the color to the color that was there. Sorry, I'm going to do that. Undo what I just did. Let's repeat that. as I get somewhere around there, I'll right click to duplicate that. Then I leave it somewhere around here. Now I can go change the color and take away the outline. Right click and set outline color to none. So I have this. All right. So it has, there's this there's what do I call it now? There's this background it has. I'm gonna go grab that background now. Let's go here, edit. I'll select this one now. Just go edit, and I want this background. Just right click, copy that, paste that here, and I'll Control X that out. And let's finish that, and I'll paste that. Now, for those who are confused for what I did, I already had this background. I imported it. It's here. This is a background. Let me use this one so that we can see how I use it. I'll cut that, Control X, and I'll paste it here. Okay, so this is a background. This background was downloaded. Okay, let me duplicate this background. All right, click. I just select, drag, right click, and I have two of it now. Now I can put this background inside this frame. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to click on this background, go to Objects, and go to Power Clip and move inside frame. So I have that background inside this frame. Okay, just as we have it here, but it's too bold, so I want to reduce its intensity. Just going to select that. I'll go Edit, Power Clip, and select it again. This time I'm going to go select my transparency tool. I'm going to make this 90. Let's just move that 90. Let's see, let me make it 90. Let's finish and see how it looks like. Okay, I think it's a little faded now. It's still too bold. Let's make that 95 and see. But if you're happy with 90, you can let that be. But me, I don't like it that way. Let's make it 95. Okay, I think it's better here. So I have this. Beautiful. So next is I said the only thing I'm going to get here is going to be this logo. So I'm just going to copy the logo, and I'll just paste that. Now that I have this outline, this is a logo. I'm going to group all that. This is a logo. Now I have this outline here. So now I can carefully place this logo not to cross these guidelines. Look at that. I can't keep the logo like this. This won't be nice. So I'm going to keep the logo within my guideline. All right. So I have the logo within my guideline. All right. The next thing you'll notice, I have these concentric cycles. So I'm going to go get those cycles. Just grab my cycle tool. I'm holding my control to create a perfect cycle. Not so big, just something about the size. Let's fill it with color white so we can be seeing what we're doing. I'm just going to place that here. Okay, let me fill it with cyan. I really don't like outline. I'm going to take out the outline. Okay, so I have that cycle. I'm going to create another one inside of it. With this cycle selected, I'll bring my cursor here, holding down my shift so I can select from both sides, and I drag that as it's coming down somewhere around here. I'll right click and then I'll leave it. I'll fill that with white. So I have that concentric cycle there. If I feel it's too big, I can reduce it a little. Something around here. Let's group that. Okay, so the cycle are together now. So I'm going to select this and just duplicate that. Select a drag. I'm holding down my shift so it come on the straight line. I'll right click and leave that, and I'll increase it a little more. Something about the size. Okay, something about the size. And I'll repeat the same thing. Just copy this one so I will have the same cycle size. I'll put that here. All right, so this is how the cycle is going to look like. So I have the cycles. All right, so let's go type this text here. You have rent your dream house. So the font I used here was Montserrat. It's a very popular font we're using in most designs. The font here is Montserrat. So just go grab here. Let's start typing. So I'm going to grab my text tool and I just see rent your. All right. So I'm going to change the font to this. Then I'll look for that font called Montserrat. Something like this. And let's just increase that a little. Let's paste that here. to touch the guideline somewhere around there. What did I do there? Let's check that out again. Rent your dream house. Okay, I'm going to just duplicate this font, bring that down. I have it again. Now I'm going to change that to dream. Now for these, I will increase it a little more and I will align it right. I select everything. I press R, everything will align right. If I press L, everything will align left. But I'm going to align right. Press R, everything aligns right. What's the next thing? House. Now for the font of house, I used a font called, the very popular font is almost in every system, called Impact. Go check this. You see a font here called Impact. That's the font that I use, and I just increased that a little to make that big up to this point to touch this. All right, so I can align everything right, and I can increase the entire font here. Very easy. This very simple design, one of the simplest design I just did. All right, so next I want to have all of this where you have available now, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. So what I did is just to create another box within here. Just create another box, something like this, and I'll fill that with this color, and I'll take out the outline because I don't want outline. Next is to have these curved edges that I have here. Got the curved edges, so I grab my shape tool and I click on this. Then you have this, see how it looks like there's this little anchor point here. Grab the anchor point and just pull that down. Notice what happens in property as I pull down. Watch here, notice what happens there. This changes. Okay, as I pull that down, everything there changes. It's changing. I can make that round if I want to make that round. This is how it looks like. It becomes a I can make that something. So anyway, I'm happy with it, I can leave it here. Or alternatively, I can come here and just change. Or first, let me lock this. I can come here, so everything will change together. I can make it the level of roundness that I want. If I want 10 mm, I'll just do that, and everything will turn 10 mm. Okay, something like this. Okay, let's pull that up. I'm using my arrow, my direction key now. I can select this and align left with this. Okay, so it touches this line. Okay, let me move this up a little. I'm moving everything using my direction key now. Okay, let me increase this. All right, so I'm not going to type this. For this, you can just go ahead and type everything. I'll just copy and paste. However, to create this, I think I use the same font, Montserrat here. Okay, I use a TW Saint Empty. It's a font that I use. For these, I use the same font. Okay, and I use yellow. I'm going to type the first one, but the rest I won't type. So I can go grab my tool here and type available now. The same font that I used, go Montserrat. Okay, make that tick. Then put that here, and I'll change the font to yellow, and now I'll reduce the font size something around 14. With that selected, I hold down my shift, select this, and I'll use C to centralize that, and I'm just going to copy everything here and paste, so I won't waste all the time, and it's very simple to do. I'll paste that and align this everything. For this, you can just go ahead and type all of this. Now to get this, how did I do this? It's the same thing I did before. I'm going to show us how I did this, so you can go ahead and do it. Grab my my tool again, my rectangle tool, hold down my control, and I'll just create a perfect square, and I'll zoom in with my rectangle tool. Select my rectangle selected. I'll go grab my shape tool, and I'll just move this a little, so I have a little curved edge, something like this, and I'm okay with that. All right. Next is to create the check sign that you're seeing inside as a sign. This check sign that you're seeing inside, I will grab either my Bezier tool or my pen tool. Any of them will work. Let's use pen tool for now. I'll grab this, I'll click pen, it follows, I click somewhere around here, and then I'll just go up and click somewhere here. Like, okay, double click that. Okay, so to cut that. All right, so I have created this. Look at this stick, but it's not as sharp as this, so I can now make adjustment and grab my shape tool again, and I can start shaping. Maybe move this a little upward, and maybe move this a little upward or downward or whatever, anyhow I want. Whenever I'm happy with it, I can just reduce the size and place it inside the tick. Select everything, press C and E to symbolize it. Now if it's too small, if the size is too small, the thickness of the line is too small, I can select that, go where you have this pen, is my outline width. I can go increase that to like 1.5. Let's make that 1. Then I can increase this to 1.5, and there you go. I have created that. That's how I was able to create this. All right. Right, so basically we're almost done with the design. Design is quite simple. What's the next thing you see? All right, so we have this book. Let's go do that now. Okay, for this was available now. No, just available now, and let's centralize everything. All right, let me reduce this. I think it's too big, so let's create that other button where you have book now. I go grab the same rectangle to just click and make it a little long. We can fill it with this color, remove the outline. I don't want the outline, and I can go ahead and grab my shape tool again and just shape that somewhat like this. All right, I grab my circle, just click and create a small circle, and I want to place that somewhere here. All right, this time I'm going to fill it with yellow to move the outline, and let's move that something like this, so it looks like a button. Beautiful, it looks like a button. I can go ahead and just grab this font, bring that down, right click, I will create it here, double click on it, and I just type book, or I can say bookings, whatever I want to type, without book or bookings, and then just zoom in, centralize that, put it somewhere around here. Let's leave it as book, so we can increase the size of the font a little. Let's make that 18. I'll select this, hold my shift and select this. I'll press E to move it vertically middle. I'll just move that a little somewhere here. Now there's this small arrow that we are seeing here. So to create that arrow, I'm just going to create a line. I'm going to grab 2-point line, click and drag. I'm holding down my shift to have a straight line, and I just leave that here. And I'll bring that straight line here. I'm going to change the color to this. And now that I've changed the color, let's zoom into the straight line. So I want to increase the outline width to like 1.5. And look here on the property bar with the line selected, I see I have the head, how I want the head to look like. If I click this, the head changes to something that looks like this. I can change it to any other style that I want. As you scroll down, you see different head, and if I use this, the head changes too. So that's how it looks like. So we can use any one you want. I'm going to move this up a little, somewhere around here. And next is to type the phone number. I think for the phone number, I use the same font as house. Grab this down and bring it here. Now I'm going to change the font's color and reduce the size to, let's see, 16. And I'll place that here. And I'll just type the phone number. Plus 234 908. This is this. Okay. So I have the phone number. Then for the address, what did I use for the address? Let's see. The address I use yeah. So for the address, I'm just going to grab any font here. Let's grab this font and just move that down here. And now I'm going to change the font size to like 12, drop it here, and the font color as well. So the address is 78 Peter or Delhi Road, Transamadi, Port Harcourt. All right, but the font that I use here was TW. Nice, that's the font that I use here, and it wasn't bold. Just leave it like that. And I want everything here. First, I'm going to select everything I've done here, group it, and select together with this. This time I'm going to press L. It will align to the left. So with that, everything here selected, hold down my shift and select this as well, and press L. So everything aligns to the left. So everything aligns here. All right. So we're pretty much done with the design. If you look at it. So what is left here is the pictures that I use. And then this other background here. Let's do that. I'm going to select this, hold down my shift, select this and this. I'm just going to copy everything, Ctrl C, come to the next page, Ctrl V, then I'll move them here now. So now I can remove the pictures from where they're parked. So this selected, I go extract the picture here, I put that here, extract the picture, and for these, extract the picture as well. So I can now delete this. So because I need just a picture. Now I'm going to go select this one now, go to object, go power clip inside frame. So I have picture. But let me undo that because this is our group now. I'm going to ungroup this. If not, everything will power clip together. All right, so nice. So let's select this again and repeat the process. Power clip inside frame. So it's beautiful. Is that the frame? Select this too. Object, power clip inside frame. Beautiful, that goes in. And then for the last one, which is this, select this, go back, object, power clip inside frame. So I have all that. Now I can change the colors of this. So what colors it have? So I can change this. Instead of having this cyan, I can make this the same color as blue. So I have this. All right. I can even make this white, as a matter of fact. Let's see how it looks like. White isn't bad, so it's not shown here. Let's see. White isn't bad, but let me leave it as blue. All right. So I need to change this background here. Now, something to note. That's why I kept this background because they are the same background that I used. But because this is blue, if I move this inside this background, it won't show very well. Let's try it and see. Select this, go to object and power clip inside this. And you see you're not seeing it because it's blue. Everything is blue. All right, so what I can do, let's undo that. Ctrl Z to undo. What I can do is something is wrong with my design. Everything, there's so much space here, so I'm going to just move this inside a little. All right, something like this, and same with this. Just move this somewhere around here. All right, this makes more sense now. Makes more sense to me. Now that everything is aligned. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to correct this a little, but I want to increase it some more. Increase this. Okay. All right. So I was talking about moving. I'm still not satisfied with this. I'm still hanging on a little. Okay, so I was talking about moving this. Increase this a little more. I'm not okay with it, so I'm just trying to make some adjustments. Let's undo that. All right. All right, so I was talking about moving this inside here, but first I have to change the color to white so that when I move it in, it's gonna show. All right, I want it to show when I eventually move it in. Just moving this a little to the middle. All right. So to make, I want to make this white, and this is already a picture is bitmapped inside. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here, select this, and go to where you have bitmap. Click on bitmap, and now you see where you have mode, where you have dual tone. I'm clicking on dual tone, and already I have the color selected because I used it before. Now I have monotone. Monotone means one color, a single color. I'm going to switch this to a dual tone. Or if I want to leave it monotone, it's still okay. But I'm going to select on the monotone and edit the color to white. Change the color to white and say okay. So that I have everything here now have to be white since it's monotone and it's white. Okay, let's see how it looks like when I say okay. Let me make some adjustment. Okay, sorry. Let's undo that. So when I say okay, let's see how it looks like. So I have this thing has turned to white now. See? It's now white. So now if I power clip this inside this, let's try it and see. I click on that. I go to object, power clip inside frame. Look how it looks like now. It now becomes white. Let's zoom in. It now becomes white. So I can now go inside and make some adjustment. Because it's too big and it's also too white. So I can reduce the intensity by reducing its transparency. I'm going to make that 90 and see how it looks like. So 90 and see how it looks like. Its quantity is low now. And right now I'm done with the design, and that was how I was able to achieve this kind of design. I hope you're able to learn one or two. So if you like what I've done, like to like the video, share to friends who are into designs, print design especially, so they can like, follow, and see you in my next video. Bye.